the last video of this particular chapter. Okay, in this video we will be doing the writing the coordinates of any given point, and I have taken one problem from your exercise 3.2, the second one. You will have to do the first one in your notebook, right? So here you are given some multiple points here, right? And we are supposed to find out the coordinates of these respective points. Now let's start with the first quadrant wise. Let's not miss any points here. First quadrant. So see here, how will we determine the coordinates of this particular point is, we already have discussed that the order of writing the coordinates, expressing the coordinates is x comma y enclosed in small brackets, right? So here, what is x? The value when you draw a perpendicular from that particular point onto the x-axis, whichever value is corresponding to that particular point is the x-coordinate of this point D here. Okay, for in this instance it is D. So the x-coordinate of the point D is 6, because this is a perfect perpendicular line dropped from the point onto the x-axis, right? So 6 comma, what is the corresponding value to the perpendicular drop from D onto y-axis? It is plus 2. Here, as usual, like when we are talking about integers, we will not represent positive integers as plus 1, plus 2, plus 3 and so on, right? So here also it is not necessary, we will just write 6 comma 2. Okay, so now you have to keep in mind, like let's try to recollect the previous videos. Here the 6 represents the distance of the point D from the y-axis, right? It is 6 units from the y-axis, 6 units away from the y-axis, right? And this y coordinate represents it, that says that it is 2 units away from the x-axis. Understood, right? So now let's try to figure out the coordinates of point B, which is in the second quadrant, right? So here, what is the x value corresponding to the point B? It is minus 5, and the y value is 2, right? So now this might have skipped coming to the third point, M. So here M is a point which is on the x-axis, right? Which is on the x-axis. So here the distance, whatever the point is on the x-axis, we have to see the x-coordinate will be minus 3, which is nothing but the distance from the y-axis, right? And here, what is the distance of this point from the x-axis? It is 0, because it is on the x-axis. So 0 will be the coordinate, y coordinate for this particular point which is lying on the x-axis, right? Or in other terms, if we can say, we can talk about on the x-axis all the y values will be 0, right? Because as we were discussing, the x-coordinate indicates the distance of that particular point from the y-axis, and the y-coordinate indicates the distance of that particular point from the x-axis, right? So taking this point into consideration, here this particular point M is on the x-axis, right? So the distance of this particular point from the x-axis is 0. Okay, so all the points or any point on the x-axis will have the y coordinate, means the ordinate as 0, and any point on the y-axis will have the abscissa as 0, right? Because the abscissa indicates the distance of that particular point from the y-axis, right? And any point on the y-axis, it will be at 0 distance from the y-axis. It is on the y-axis, right? So all the points on x-axis, they will be like x comma 0. On the points on the y-axis, they will be like 0 comma y. Okay. And then coming to the point N, which is in the third quadrant, the coordinates of this particular point will be minus 5, which is the which is the abscissa, the x part of it, and the corresponding y value is minus 3. As we have already discussed, the points in the third quadrant will be negative and negative, and in the second quadrant it will be negative and positive. Okay, and that of E will be, the corresponding value is minus 3 and comma minus 5. Okay. Now moving to the fourth quadrant. What will be the coordinates of point A? It will be, the x coordinate will be 2 and the y is minus 4. Coming to C, it will be 5 comma minus 5. So this is how we determine the coordinates of any point given to you. Coming to the next problem, here we have learned how to determine the coordinates of any given point on the Cartesian plane. Now we are given a set of coordinates here. Okay, we have taken set of coordinates with the scale also, right? So based on the scale, we will do the markings of the values on the axes as we have already discussed it. So here I have taken on x-axis it is 1 cm is equal to 10 units, and on y-axis it is 1 cm is equal to 1 unit. Okay, so I have plotted 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 on the positive side of the x-axis, and minus 10, minus 20, minus 30 and so on the negative side of the x-axis, and 1 cm is 1 unit each, so 1, 2, 3 on the positive y-axis and negative 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on the negative side of the y-axis. Okay, so now let us see how do we plot when we are given the x and y coordinates separately, right? So even though they are separate, we are supposed to take the location or else the position of that particular point as together, right? So now we have to see when x is equal to 10, for the value of x is equal to 10, the value of y is minus 1, right? So where do we get this positive and negative combination, plus and minus combination happens in the fourth quadrant, right? So as a start, if at all you have any confusions, you can always make a mark here: positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative and positive, negative. Right? So now the positive and negative and in an order, okay, it should be taken in an order, will be happening in the fourth quadrant. So let us name this particular point as A. So now for x value as 10, the y value is minus 1. So here I will draw perpendiculars, two perpendiculars, one from minus 1 and one from 10. Right? The point of intersection of these two perpendiculars will be the point A. And when I denote this particular point, I will always write the coordinates. This is very important. Since this topic is clearly very easier, you have to be very clear with the details, right? So you just can't write it A and leave it off. You have to mention the coordinates, specify the coordinates of each and every point. Right? Let the graph be little brighter and with different colors. That would be good. And coming to the point B, right? In which coordinate will this come? It is again positive and negative. The x coordinate is positive, the abscissa is positive and the ordinate is negative. So coming to, for x is equal to 20, this value is 4. What do we do here? We draw perpendiculars from 20 and minus 4, right? So the point of intersection of these two perpendiculars are nothing but the point B, let us say. So 20 comma minus 4, right? This is how we plot the given coordinates. Now coming to the third point, let this be point B and this be point C and this be point D and this be point E. And if you realize, here we are going to plot 0, 0. What is 0, 0? 0, 0 is nothing but the point of intersection of the axis, okay, the origin. So this is always O, right? So now let's go to the point C. 5. So we are supposed to go to the quadrant number 2, because here the negative and positive ordered coordinates will be happening, right? So coming to 35, see here, if we have taken two numbers on a number line, all the numbers in between with the decimals and the numbers in between will come, right? So there will be 10 partitions in between any two main squares or the centimeter squares. So each, since I have taken the scale as 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units, each partition, all the 10 partitions are nothing but 1 unit each, right? So when I say 35 or minus 35 here, I will go exactly in the midpoint, which is between 30 and minus 30 and minus 40. So from here I will try to draw the perpendicular which is parallel to the y-axis, right? And also my y-coordinate is 5. So from 5 I will draw perpendicular from 5 parallel to x-axis. So the point of intersection of these two perpendiculars is nothing but the point C in the plane in the second quadrant. Point C and the coordinates are minus 35, comma 5. Right? Now coming to the point D, minus 10, comma minus 5. And this we all know this happens in the third quadrant, wherein the third quadrant is we have this negative x-axis and negative y-axis. So for minus 10, the value of y-coordinate is minus 5. So here I will draw the perpendiculars from minus 10 and to minus 5. The point of intersection of these two perpendiculars will be the point and the coordinates are minus 10, minus 5. Okay. So next point is E. Now in the previous problem, if you try to recollect it, we have discussed during the previous problem, we have discussed that the order of this coordinates of any point on the axis will be 0, y or x, 0 when that particular point is on the axis, right? So when we have the x coordinate as 0, right? When we have the x coordinate as 0, that means that particular point is lying on the y-axis, because on y-axis the x coordinates will all be zeros. Hence this is a positive value, so this goes from the positive y-axis, and hence this particular point is the E point, right? And the coordinates are 0, 6. Okay, and last point is 0, 0. It is universal, obvious that at the point of intersection, because any scale starts from 0 in both the directions. If you take both the directions, it starts from 0, right? The midpoint will be 0. So the point of intersection of both the axes, that is origin, the coordinates of origin anywhere you take is 0, 0. Easy to plot. So this is what all about the coordinate geometry, the portions you have, and you will be solving the rest of the problems. This problem I have not taken from the textbook. Okay, in the exercise 3.3 you have two problems here, and you will be doing them in your graph book. The entire chapter will be going into the graph book apart from the theory part, right? And as I have told you, the portfolio is to be done from the in this workbook, and along with that you will also have to complete the worksheets. 2 to 3 worksheets, I guess they are there for the coordinate geometry chapter in your workbook. So complete those worksheets, and you will have to submit them on the day you report to school. Okay, so this is the end of the coordinate geometry chapter, and on Monday we will be back with a new chapter.